Hey everybody, David here, and today I am going to be doing my non-spoiler review for Shang-Chi. That's right, so there will be no spoilers in this review. Don't worry about it. I'll be doing some spoilery stuff maybe on the weekend, but right now I don't want to spoil anything. Go and see the movie, and then when I start dropping some spoiler stuff on Saturday or Sunday, then you can know what I'm talking about in those upcoming videos. So, what did I think of this movie? I got to see it tonight, and I gotta say, I thought this was a really good Marvel film. There are some people really hyping up this movie, and I'll be honest, I think you should stay away from those reviews. I did think the movie was really good. I just don't think it was I I'm not gonna put this near Endgame or Infinity War or Civil War or maybe even the Winter Soldier or Thor Ragnarok. Those to me are some of my favorites, but that's my opinion personally. Everybody's gonna be different, and I understand that. But you should always go in with your own mind rather than someone else's. Take reviews with a grain of salt because you don't know how you're going to be, and you shouldn't be disappointed and overhype yourself when going into a movie. Always be prepared. Always go in with no expectations. That's always the best way to go. And that's always how I go. I went in with my, okay, put expectations at the door and just go and judge this movie for yourself. And I gotta say, it was a really fun movie. This is just another Marvel movie on an adventure. There is a different tone to it that Marvel likes to do. Definitely influenced by Asian cinema, which is very cool. Because I did notice the movie to me reminded me a lot of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon a little bit, with that fantasy element to it, and the movie does go full fantasy, specifically in the second half of the movie, because I was curious at what kind of movie this was going to be. I had heard rumors a lot of it, and I'll say this: the trailers do not spoil anything for this movie, specifically the second half of the film. I feel a lot of it is hidden throughout. That's not a spoiler because you don't know there are some stuff that you do see later on, but for the most part, I was actually pleasantly surprised at how much they had hid from the trailers. Because usually you always get a whole gist of it right from the from the trailers, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I can tell where this is gonna go and that's gonna go. But with the trailers that I've seen, I can honestly say that no, a lot of it probably it hides a good majority of the film, which is what a lot of people want. Lots of people don't want to be spoiled, and I think that helps with a lot of the surprises that you're going to eventually see throughout. I thought Simu Liu as Shang was terrific. I thought, funny enough, he's from Toronto, so representing my city. It's always cool to know when a Canadian is playing the lead of any show or movie. Now we got a lead in a Marvel movie, so that's awesome. We've had a couple of Canadians in the MCU before, so but not one leading an MCU movie yet, and so it's kind of cool to have that being represented on the in the MCU. He was great, man. I thought he kicked a lot of ass, and he definitely has charisma, especially with Aquafina. I thought they played off each other really nicely. I was actually a little worried about Aquafina because I know she's known for doing a lot of comedy, and I'll admit I haven't seen every Aquafina film, but the movie I do remember her from the most is Jumanji, the second one, and she was great in that film. I just was worried that she might be too much comedy. And no, they actually level her down a little bit. So she's not always like full out in your face comedy. Here's a lot of zingers here and there. They give her some nice moments, some serious moments as well. So she can carry those dramatic films as well. I thought Tony Shu Wai Lung. I don't know how if that's the way you pronounce his name. I thought he was really great as Winwu, who is supposed to be the real Mandarin in this film. I don't know what people are expecting from the real Mandarin, but this is probably not what I was expecting. But I say that in a really good way. I think he plays the role with a lot of humanity, which you don't see in a lot of Marvel villains. There's some out there, some of the best ones I think have some humanity in there. So it's not just like a black, I don't know if black's the right word. Yeah, there's like whenever you watch movies, you're either black or white, right? Marvel doesn't do that. They like to play with this one. Definitely has more of a gray tone to him, which is really interesting. And seeing how he's tied into Shang-Chi's character was really interesting. By the way, I don't know if this is a spoiler. I've heard somebody else talk about this in one of their reviews. Shang-Chi has a sister in the movie. And I thought she was... I thought the actress was good. I just felt her role in the movie seemed a little lacking a little bit. That's my opinion. Most of the other characters are good. They're just Shang-Chi is the focus, obviously, with the Mandarin as the main villain, and Aquafina is. I feel like she's like the co-lead in some ways. She's not the lead, but she's definitely the next one up, following those two. After that, I feel like everybody else is. They play their roles. I'll say that. The action sequences are amazing. I will say I'll agree with a lot of people that the fighting definitely is some of the top tier action sequences you'll see in a Marvel film, because they add some of that Asian martial arts action to it, so it does give that a unique factor to it. And I even like the score. I thought the score had that Asian feel to it. When you watch a lot of Asian cinema, there's that. Not that I watch a lot of Asian cinema, but I've seen a little bit as well as on television, where they give that influence in the music as well. And yeah, I thought the movie worked really well. I would recommend it, especially if you are somebody that loves the MCU and wants to see a new aspect of it, because it does introduce a whole new world a whole new side of the MCU that we've never seen before, which I think a lot of people want. It's kind of hard not spoiling anything, but I think I'll end it here, guys. I gave the movie an 8 out of 10, which is usually what I give most Marvel movies, to be fair. It's very rare when I give it a 9, and even more rare when I give it a 10. I think there's only 2 MCU movies that I've given a 10 to, and a few that I've given a 9. But a good majority of the 25 movies, this is movie number 25 now, a good majority of them I have given an 8 out of 10. So it's your standard Marvel movie, I would say. It's definitely not near the bottom. I would say it's somewhere in the middle for me, maybe in the top 10, but if it's in the top 10, it would be the lower 10. If not top 10, top 15, definitely, out of the 25 Marvel movies that there are. So that's really good in my opinion, and I would recommend it. I think all the Marvel movies are great so far. So unless you're somebody that hasn't loved every MCU film, I would give this one a chance, especially if you want to see something different done with superhero movies. This is definitely different. So we'll give you something fresh to look forward to. So yeah, totally go and check this movie out. It's in theaters now. I saw it in theaters. It was a great time, and I don't think a lot of people will be disappointed. I think some people will be pleasantly surprised, and who knows, you might even like it even more than I did, and I liked it. So that's my recommendation, everybody. With that being said, I want to plug in my Patreon supporters. These are the people that support this channel, and they pay a monthly subscription service. And I got to thank them at the end of every video because that's what the tiers offer. There's a $5 tier and a $10 tier, and basically both of them offer the same thing right now, where you're just helping out with this channel, and you will get an end credit like you're seeing right now at the end of each video, and a thank you by me. So thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. With that being said, I do also want to say, look, we're not in easy times right now, and if you can't subscribe to the Patreon page, I totally understand. But something else you could do is like this video, subscribe to this channel, watch every video I post up, and also share a link to this video, because that also hopefully brings awareness to the channel if people are interested in watching my videos. I'd hope that I'm doing things right, that people would want to come and check out my stuff. But it's always, especially when so many other people do reviews and stuff like that, it is harder to get people to come and check you out as well. So and look, I'm not probably the best, most well-spoken person out there when talking about movies. I do stumble on my words once in a while. People say, well, why don't you rate things? Well, I don't want to rate things. I just want to say what's coming to my head or what's in my heart. That's how I want to say things. I just want to be spontaneous and see what happens. And if I make some big mistakes, you'll notice the edits. But usually I know I have an idea what I'm going to say, and that's why it turns out this way. So before I continue rambling on, thank you for watching this video, everybody. Once again, thank you to my Patreon supporters. Your support means a lot to me. And with that being said, I'm ending this video here. Until next time, everybody, take care.